The House, by the way, begins their session next week on January 3rd. They're getting in early, very early, in fact, for Congress. It seems they want to get some things done. Wouldn't that be great? California Republican Congressman Dana Rohrabacher is here. Congressman, thanks for joining us. You are hitting the ground early. Donald Trump's talked about that first 100 days being critical. What's the very first thing you want to tackle when you get back to work next week?
Well, the very first thing is to prepare ourselves to get a very revolutionary agenda through Congress in that first 100 days. We will be swearing ourselves in. We will be organizing our committees right off the bat. But there are things that can get done this first week, but we have to. It's basically preparing ourselves so when Donald Trump becomes president, we can start the process. We will have already sworn in and organized our committees, et cetera, et cetera. There is a process that you have to go through in order to pass laws. Well,
there is, and he made a lot of promises on the campaign trail, which candidates do, but it helped him get elected, whether it's from repealing Obamacare, taxes on the corporate and individual level, deregulation. Where would you like to begin?
Well, first and foremost, I would like the president to just do away with the executive orders that were issued so frivolously and maliciously, I might add, by the Obama administration. The president can do that. We can give orders. The president can give orders the first day to the Border Patrol, for example, to quit letting people come into this country simply because they have one step across the border. We have a president who claims that he's deported a certain number of people, but we know that there have been record numbers of illegals coming into this country. And the Border Patrol, of course, they endorsed President Trump because he's going to get serious about this. So, right. Number one, there's executive orders. EPA, we've empowered last president, President Obama, has empowered the bureaucracy and the EPA and the IRS to have enormous powers over us. Some of these powers, many of them are totally unjustified, and we need to have this president get rid of them, and then we need to take a look at Congress, be ready to run when this president's inaugurated. The very next day,
you're going
to be able to start passing legislation.
There's no doubt you're going to be busy. This next one, Congressman, I wanted to get to this. You wrote a bill to protect Christians from genocide because of this. Syrian refugees admitted to the U.S. this year alone, more than 12,000 were Muslim. Just 68 are Christian. But from what I understand, your bill has been, well, somewhat caught up in the system. Can you get traction on that?
Well, that will be one of the first things I do, and what Congress will be doing is submitting that legislation again, so hopefully in the first month we can put that into committee and through committee and get it to the president's signature. Now, as I say, the president has a right and authority to give orders already to immigration naturalization, but there is no reason in the world why this president, President Obama, has discriminated against Christians coming into this country who are under attack. And my piece of legislation, 4017, basically says that those Christians who are targeted for genocide in the Middle East should have priority over other people coming from the Middle East who basically are not targets necessarily, but the Christians we know are targeted for genocide. Give them the priority for immigration and refugee status. And in fact, I have a petition that I've been trying to gather signatures for because the bill didn't go through the process last time around. It's called, and if somebody's interested in signing that petition, they can get a hold of us at rescuechristiansnow.com. That's rescuechristiansnow.com. And I have already collected thousands of these signatures on petitions. I will be presenting that right off the bat in this new Congress, so to get this bill passed so that we can have Christians who are now being slaughtered, give them a safe haven here in the United States rather than bringing in more Muslims from that same area.
Well, we wish you the very best on that effort. It's not an issue that gets a whole lot of attention, but it's quite shocking indeed. Congressman Rohrabacher, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. God bless.
And same to you, sir.